go after their stuff, what makes it worth it? It's got to be your passion. You got to love it, ladies and gentlemen. You got to love it. It's got to be what you are supposed to do. You want to sing, and even though they won't invite you to Carnegie Hall, you're going to sing to anybody that listens to you, including singing to yourself. I used to talk to my plants when nobody else would listen to me. You got to write, even if no one published your book, write, because that was given to you to do. You do what it is you're supposed to. You're supposed to build something. You're supposed to create something. I don't know how to do it. Learn. No, it's hard. Yes, it's hard. It's difficult. Yes, right. And it's worth
it. What is going on, everybody? This is going to be the first episode in the Straight Shooter series, a subsidiary of Angel Road Outdoors. Not necessarily, but anyway, you know what I'm saying. I mentioned this previously that I thought about doing a little separate series where I just talk real honestly about some stuff, personal development stuff, not necessarily that I'm a guru, just that I have really spent a lot of time thinking about this kind of stuff, and it resonates with me. And I think there's a lot of men in this world or people in this world that would benefit hearing this. So I'm going to do it. And so you're going to get it. If you listen to it, you're welcome. If not, sorry about your luck. So this is going to be episode 1 of the Straight Shooter series. And this is going to wrap up 2023 for me as far as podcasts are concerned. 2024 is going to continue on in January, and it's going to be more consistent. 2023 was not consistent. I didn't realize that I wanted to do it, but now I do, and so we are going to proceed full steam ahead. But in light of that information, which is not shocking to anybody, it's the end of the year. Shocker. And maybe you are unhappy with your hunting season, or just unhappy with your life in general. I would like you to take a second and look internally and try to figure out whose fault it is, because more than likely, most people don't want to admit it, but more than likely, it is your own fault. More than likely. I have come to terms with this, that I am the common denominator. I am the variable that is in all of the equations of which I find unpleasant. I am the one who's always in the scenario. And if the outcome is unpleasant or something that I'm not a big fan of, I'm the one constant. And so I am the one who is either causing it or has to make the change. I am frequently the cause of my own problems in that I didn't put forth enough effort. And that translates into work. Maybe I didn't go visit the job site enough. Maybe I didn't ask the right questions throughout the project, getting the answers that would lead me to the conclusion something wasn't going to turn out as well as I had hoped. My job requires that I travel periodically and then sometimes frequently to job sites, construction sites. And at the end of the job, I am required to walk through it and ensure that it is built to our level of quality standard, as well as operationally functional and excellent. And recently, I have found that people don't deliver. And they may think that they're delivering to what they consider to be a high level of quality, yet it is lower than my threshold of quality, and there is this disconnect. Well, it's probably my fault. I expect too much from people. I expect that adults are going to act like adults and professionals are going to act like professionals. And a lot of them do, but some of them don't. But since I am the common denominator, or the variable that's in all of those equations, it is up to me to ensure that those jobs are delivered correctly. Now, you can't fix stupid. And some people don't have what it takes. And so I have to remember that as well. But the bottom line is, I have to look internally. I am the cause of this. I could do better. I could be there more. But I'm trying to balance a hefty workload, handsome good looks, a wonderful, beautiful, growing young family, and a passion, which is the outdoors. And so something's got to give. I have been trusting that people at work were going to do their job, and they have consistently let me down. And so I have to swing the pendulum back to do more job visits so that my work is more fulfilling. Maybe it will never be fulfilling, but the bottom line is it's me. I'm the one to blame mostly. I got a book for Christmas from work, and it was called Change the Culture, Change the Outcome, or something like that. Basically saying that you as a person have the ability to change the culture in which you find yourself in. And that bothers me. Now, yeah, I think it's cool that you have that ability, but it bothers me that we don't just have the culture. Like at one point we did. At some point in America, you didn't have to try and change human beings' mentality and personality traits and work ethic. You didn't have to do it. They were just good people. And it bothers me that we have to have a book that talks about changing the culture in which you find yourself in so that the outcomes are better. That fucking sucks, man. I wish the book was actually entitled Stop Being a Shitty Parent Because the World Needs Less Assholes. Because I mean that's really what the book is saying. Stop being a shitty parent, raise better people so that the world has less assholes. I mean that's really what the book should be. So anyway, I thought that was interesting. Back to the outdoors. Here's a question you could ask yourself, because I find myself in this situation right now. I, in Michigan, have my season ends January 1st, and from the majority of the state. There is an extended archery season in the Tri-County area in which I am surrounded, Oakland, Wayne, and Macomb. You can hunt all through January. Cool. Great. I plan to do that. The problem is, did I scout enough? And the answer is no. Why? Because I trusted that the big bucks would be at my private piece. But guess what? They fucking weren't. And so now it's December 27th, and I have not scouted public land near me to effectively hunt deer through January. I haven't. And so now I'm behind the 8 ball. I don't know where the pressure was until I'm already in there. I don't know where the deer bed are. I don't know where the trails are. I don't know where the food is. I didn't scout because I trusted that my private piece would provide, as it always has, and it didn't, and now I'm in trouble. In trouble in the sense that I may not have a successful January, and that's okay too. But I have to look in the mirror and say, Brett, Michael Postal, you did not scout enough on these public pieces to have an eventful opportunity come January, should you need it. Again, you have to look inside to come to the conclusion that you didn't do enough. Again, I am the common denominator there. You could ask yourself, man, I had a bunch of great opportunities this year, but I didn't capitalize. Well, do you suffer from target panic? Or just, are you a shitty shooter, period? Or are you just mediocre? Like, did you work on it? Did you do research on how to overcome target panic? Did you do research on your shot mechanics, and did you execute correctly? Did you take time throughout the year and shoot and shoot and shoot and shoot and shoot? And then did you stop when season came about? More than likely you did. Because I personally know that during the summer when I'm not hunting and it's a little easier to go outside and take practice shots, you do it. You might do it every day. You might do it every other day. You might do it 3 times a week. You might do it every morning at 6 a.m. You might do it every night at 7:30 p.m. But you are consistently trying in the summer, and then you stop in the season for God knows why. But if you didn't work on your shot mechanics and you didn't do any research on how to overcome target panic, the chances are you still were a piece of shit all season. And by piece of shit, I mean you didn't do the work required to be an ethical hunter. And if you did, still, shit happens, and you shoot a deer in the shoulder, just like I did. But mine, I'm not about to make an excuse here, mine was target panic. And so I didn't work on target panic. I didn't work on the mental aspect of being in the moment. I didn't work on thinking everything through. I was so horny to shoot a fucking deer that I rushed it. I know, looking back, I had tons of time to let that deer had no fucking clue I was there. He would have continued to present me a better shot than he initially did, and I fucking rushed it. And so I can take that information now and learn from it moving forward. And I did throughout the season. But nonetheless, you as a person have to look internally and say to yourselves, I did everything I could and shit still happened. Or I didn't do everything I could and shit still happened, but I don't know whether or not, had I done the work, I'd have been able to overcome the shit that happened. Only you know whether you did enough work in the off season to be an ethical, good hunter this season. And so just take this opportunity to tell yourself, for 2024, as I proceed into 2024, these are the things I'm never going to let happen again. I'm never going to go into a hunting season out of shape again. I'm never going to go into the season wondering if I have the shot mechanics to execute a shot correctly. I'm never going to wonder what's going to happen. I mean, yes, of course, there are extenuating circumstances where you could find a target in front of you and you just panic. It's target panic for a reason. Everybody has it. Everybody can have it. But everybody has the ability to overcome it as well. And ultimately, you just need to look inside yourself and say to yourself, I will never let this happen again to the best of my abilities. And I'm going to work and work and work all year and not stop because hunting season starts to make sure that when I put myself in these positions, I am an ethical hunter. I'm going to scout so that when I go in here in January, when my private piece doesn't provide, to have an opportunity at filling my freezer. More than likely, everything that has happened to you this year and in years past is a result of decisions that you make on a daily basis, and most of us don't want to acknowledge that. But I have learned that it is okay to acknowledge it, and you can be hard on yourself, but just make sure that you don't let it keep happening. All of those people that you look at that say, man, nothing bad ever happens to them. You know why? Is they might be assholes. And you might think to myself, they're the reason for my shitty scenario. The problem is you haven't pushed back. You haven't said no when no is the answer. You have bit your tongue and accepted their bullshit. And so they don't realize that they're the problem. All they know is I act this way and I get what I want. The moment you take it upon yourself to say, nope, this stops now. No is the answer. I'm putting my foot down. Not no because I'm an asshole. No because that's the actual answer. No, you cannot take advantage of me. No, I will not compromise my boundaries for you. Then and only then will the person that you feel has put you in a bad position, then and only then will they begin to feel, oops, maybe I've pushed too far. What is this strange feeling that I have where someone told me no? I don't know what that is. The bottom line is you have it within yourself to make a change. And again, you may feel like that person's an asshole. And yes, they might be an asshole. But until you push back, it's still your fault. You have to put your foot down and you have to say no when the answer is no. And I know this seems like a very harsh podcast and it may not be hunting related, but I think there's a lot of things in life that can circle back and you can apply to your outdoor adventures and your hunting season. And being a strong-willed, mindful, intentional person and confident in your abilities will only benefit you. It may not equal a big buck every year, but it will most likely, and you can almost guarantee it, like that guy that does the suit commercial. You're going to look good in this suit. I guarantee it. I will almost guarantee that it will at least provide you a more enjoyable hunting experience, knowing that you have all of the skills you need to get it done. And I hope this email finds you well, and I hope that the new year treats you well. Thanks, everybody, for listening and supporting us and following along and being our friends this year. We look forward to talking to you in 2024. Peace out.